One. It is. All right. I think we are live. We are live.
We are live. Too bad y'all weren't here the last 3 hours because we've solved most of the world's problems at dinner. I'm here with Blind Dave, having a good time. We had a good dinner today and just came by on my way to Florida and decided to pop in on Dave, see if it was really true that he was on the scaffolding. And guess what? He's exactly right. He's tore up his place pretty damn well. I think there's a good brawl fight here. By the way, this is the first time I've been on one of these things, so maybe it won't be the last.
So anyway, what's good, guys? Blind Dave here with Javier. Yeah, we've went out at an awesome dinner, a few drinks, and cheers. So, all right, let's see. I guess let's start off with a little bit of an intro. Yeah, no one's in here just yet. Let's throw a little Digibite intro up. Yeah, get the red pill, not the blue pill.
A pill is a pill.
All right.
Go ahead.
So let's let me try to pull up a little something or other here or there, right? So we're still showing here, but I'm just trying to set something else up at the same time. Share screen. I want to go to Brave tab, chain activity, and share. Now, what everyone's going to be looking at here is Masari.io. Let's see if we can't get this a little better. There we go. So Masari.io, this is something I want to touch back on with everyone, and showing that Bitcoin is actually a shit coin. I'm sorry, did I just say that? I mean, they have Lightning Network, which is a layer 2, which was also founded by and began on Litecoin, not Bitcoin. So big. But however, right? So right now, Bitcoin, right here, everyone can see the actual reported market cap on CoinMarketCap, which is owned by Binance, is reporting $379 billion, right? But only 2.77 billion of that is on chain. Things that make you go, Now here again, though, look here. Litecoin shows up in 4th place, not 21st place on CoinMarketCap, with $4.26 billion reported, but yet $88 million as far as on-chain volume. And yet here again, let's go down to Digibyte. $164 million reported, and only 0.58 million wasn't that 0.59 million a second ago? I think. How did that go down if that was on chain? How did that go down 0.01 million? I don't know. That is, but yeah, as far as Bitcoin, right? Bitcoin. Here's the. Let me go back to this screen. The issue that I take with Bitcoin. Let's see. Did that? Yeah, that'll work. The issue that I take with Bitcoin currently is, and I've heard this a few other places, is that Bitcoin cannot scale. Now, the Lightning Network is, like I said, a second layer, but also a third party in the Lightning Network, which was also founded by Litecoin. The thing is that, they say that, I heard it earlier today that Bitcoin is actually old technology, which by Moore's law, I believe Bitcoin is old technology right now. If you look at the improvements on blockchain, if you look at the innovations of blockchain and look at what has been built since, I think you're doing a disservice to yourself by not looking further than what other forks of Bitcoin have happened and why, and what are they actually looking to achieve. Because yes, it is a currency, right? It is money, peer-to-peer. Some can argue that it is no longer peer-to-peer of what its true intentions were, but other things are doing a lot more than just currency and are moving forward with innovation as far as like that of Digibyte. With Digibyte, it's focused on security. So whereas one can argue that Bitcoin is the most secure by SHA-256, and I would agree with that. However, I don't believe that it is the most secure blockchain out there. I take issue with the bottleneck of 2017, where transactions were $50 to $900 per transaction, which is why Litecoin came into play in 2017, and which is why I still use Litecoin to this day as an on and off ramp into crypto. And then I transfer into other exchanges to get Digibyte, like through KuCoin. For instance, others can use Bittrex, whatnot. But, the security aspect of Digibyte, did you know that Digibyte has a layer of security called Dandelion, which masks your IP address on a transaction? So let's just say, for instance, Bitcoin, right? Let's say you're high net worth in Bitcoin and you want to move a certain amount from your wallet. Did you know that not only can I see what you have in that wallet, but I can, on that transaction, I can actually get your exact GPS coordinates from that transaction hash. And from those GPS coordinates, I can get your IP address. And from that IP address, I can get your exact GPS coordinates.
I didn't know that, but that's learn something new every day.
With Dandelion, that is not possible. So a lot has happened since 2009. So,
well, I don't understand much of what's going on with the Bitcoin thing. I never have, but I just don't understand why people won't even dare look at other information to even just count it out and say, you know what, I did look into it. I was in a discussion today where some people were talking about it. The people wouldn't even begin to hear or want to hear. And clearly they didn't know what the person was talking about. And instead of them taking the incentive like they did with Bitcoin to find out about Bitcoin, they won't even go there. They'll just keep mentioning, well, it's worth $20,000 and Litecoin's worth 60. Yeah, but it seems to me that we keep bringing up the fiat currency, and that's always been the problem. To me, that's been the problem from the very beginning, is not comparing it. I would rather compare it to chickens, to pencils, to anything else but the fiat currency, which keeps getting bigger and bigger, and we already know is being, I don't know, controlled by whomever. But whoever's doing that, till that changes, we don't know the value of Bitcoin or of Litecoin, besides what the people that have controlled, including the oil market that went into negative numbers. That right there tells you where it's at. It tells you where silver's at. I think silver went down to $17 today. I'm a buyer. Anybody out there? I'm a buyer, and I will pay my dollar.
I'll pay spot.
Premium. Yeah,
I'll pay spot.
For anybody interested.
But yeah, it's try to learn to value one asset into another, because what is the U.S. dollar? The U.S. dollar, if you look at it, it says Federal Reserve note. Well, legally, what is a note? A note is debt that is created from nothing. So by fiat, which it means crappy car. But, yeah, that was a Max Kaiser line from years ago. But, what is the dollar other than debt? What is a bond? It's debt. It's all debt. So learn to value one asset into another. So say how many Litecoin or how many ounces of silver it will equal how many Litecoin, or how many ounces of silver, or how much digibyte into an ounce of silver, or into Big Mac, or whatever it may be. Any other asset. Food is also an asset. So many people will.
So is beer.
Yeah, so is beer.
Yeah.
Cheers.
And salud.
Cheers.
Salud. And that's I think some of the fight was about it being, well, the fiat dollar's going away. Yeah, but the fiat dollar's going away into a USDC or USDT or Tether. Well, we're going back to the same crap that we were involved in the first place. So we need to break away from that pattern and valuing it in those.
And here's another thing. USDT soon, I think, will have some issues with the SEC. Now, after Terra Luna just opened the floodgates wide open for the SEC to have full reign. Also, USDC, look at who owns USDC. Okay, that is owned by Circle. Who owns Circle? Goldman Sachs.
How do you make that mistake?
I don't know, kind of like Peter Schill. I mean Schiff. Which is why he operates out of Puerto Rico. Same as Mike Maloney, right? Because Article 20 on the U.S. tax code.
I don't blame people for taking any advantage of anything that they can, and that's their prerogative. But understanding the game and knowing how to play the game will get us a lot further. If we keep valuing Bitcoin in fiat, I don't believe there will be much change. I mean, because I'm okay. I'm okay with the people even going into this USDC, and maybe some people have to get burned to understand and then value the valuable crypto. But it's your responsibility to do your homework. And if you get suckered in, don't cry, don't get sued, don't. Hey, we've all bought shit coins, and I'm holding a whole bag full. Yeah. I still got my fingers crossed.
I still hold Dent.
Yeah, exactly.
I still own Populous at 10 cents. Yeah.
I got Wild. If anybody remembers that.
Wow, dude, Wild.
Yeah.
What was another one? What was the commodity ad exchange?
Debiton.
Yeah, that was by
ADX.
Yeah, I still have ADX. I still have ADX.
And that's changed into some other coin. And hey, Civic.
InsureX. Did you buy
Salt?
InsureX?
No, I never bought that one.
I've
got PayPal. I'm curious about PayPal. What's going on with PayPal? They still put out some information every once in a while. I think once a month. I mean, once every 6 months. But
let's see.
But it's
excuse me.
It goes through some big spikes every once in a while.
I'm doing that wrong. I heard that once or twice, so right. All right, let's see. PPP. Where is PPP?
It's like 100 million. And it's not on no exchanges.
Let's see if they can see that now.
But I'm curious about that.
Can y'all see that? Yeah, y'all can see that.
What is it, number 1 million?
Let me get back to the screen where I can see it. Because I use assistive technology.
1,000. Right now. 1683 ranked. Wow, I'm surprised 1489 are on a watch list on it.
Yeah, 0.005935. Wow.
That thing is hit. One day let me tell you a quick story. I was on a fishing trip, and I was out in one of the bays out in Florida, and I looked at my wallet and I saw that I was worth like 350 million, and I looked and it was PPP. So I almost left my boat on the boat ramp, and then I found out there was no exchange to get rid of it at. But
this shows almost $3 for it. It touched over $3, $3.33. Look at that. A city park. That's trees here in New Orleans. Trees. That's New Orleans. That's a city park. And when you're playing poker. So, there's like what was Booger in Revenge of the Nerds, 2 pair beats a frush.
Let's see what markets it's being sold. I think it's Fork Delta and maybe only Fork Delta. I don't know. It's just it's one of my it's one of my shit coins that I still have hope for because I can't get rid of it.
It's on Liquid. I never used Liquid before.
No, I don't need it. I don't know.
I bet you.
And it was an Ether-based token. I remember it had something to do with what was that company that does payroll?
Well, it's invoice factoring. Was PayPal, and it was like right after Populous. It was
it was 1-to-1, and I don't know. Like I said, coins that I have that aren't worth very much, but. Hey, maybe. I've got my fingers crossed.
At a half of a cent, I mean,
I took a bath.
Yeah, I mean, what's $20 worth? I mean, really? Yeah. What's $200 worth? I mean, of some of these right now. While are they on sale? I don't know. Could they go further on sale? I do believe so. I still think that we have 2 other market cycles coming up.
And when did this come out? This has been out for 5 years?
2017. Yeah, 5 years.
5 years.
It's still around.
My thing is, it never sold itself to the devils of all the other exchanges. Like, I don't know, maybe there's some value to that.
It went on to the markets in October 2017.
2017,
Yep.
At 12, price at
24 cents.
Damn.
24 cents was.
It's a hell of a buy.
Yeah, where did that ICO at? And here again, like
Fort Delta.
Well, no, I'm saying where was the price of the ICO? That was what I was referring to. But no, like some of these, like with invoice factoring, of Populous or PayPal even, when this everything bubble does come back, and when this everything bubble comes back to crash, like the equities markets, the bond markets, all of these different markets, it's an everything bubble at the moment. So when that happens, and anything ever does happen to fiat, okay, well, what's going to be there? Well, there are other crypto out there other than just out of Bitcoin that have an actual use case, solve a problem. So imagine if you're a SME, a small medium enterprise, business, and the invoice factoring. So you get your goods delivered to you, but the person who delivered those goods to you won't get paid for 3, 6, 9 months. And as a small business, you cannot operate while waiting for that to come in to pay your bills. So what these companies do is they take that bill of sale, actually, and they sell that. And that's what invoice factoring is. This provides liquidity to the small business. That will be essential in a day where Bitcoin, Litecoin, Digibyte in the future will be used as a currency.
And I believe it's a functioning coin right now. If I remember what I read on it the last time they put out a little information, they were looking for businesses to go in, small to medium businesses to go in and put their information out. I don't know. I really haven't done my homework on it, but it's interesting. And if you want a very big wild card that's been around for a long time, hey, look into PayPal.
Yeah, and Populous. Populous does have a book of business currently. So, they still have listings where you can buy invoices. So you can provide liquidity to these different businesses. So,
and another one was Debiton, and I believe they were in the Asian market, Korea. I don't know. I remember it. Those three were basically doing the same thing. I haven't heard. I'm sure Debiton is another one of my big winners. So I'm holding on. Hey, I got my fingers crossed.
But, getting back to a little bit more of like Bitcoin and Digibyte, some of the things that Digibyte is using is actually part of Bitcoin that they never did use, because Bitcoin cannot come to consensus on Jack since 2014, 13 maybe. I mean, SegWit, came out on Litecoin, but actually technically came out on Digibyte before Litecoin. But, what else has Bitcoin come forward with? Well, here again, the digital ID or Digi ID. That the identification is a part of the Bitcoin code that was never implemented, but Digibyte took it and furthered that innovation, took that quite a few steps further. And I don't know if I should say that or not, but I will.
Here, I'll say a bunch of stuff I'm not supposed to say, because
I'm known
advice. For that.
Not advice in any way, shape, or form.
But I honestly see that. I don't know. I mean, from little I understand, Charlie Lee was with Bitcoin and then broke away. I don't know if he broke away because he thought he had some better ideas and could make Litecoin better. I'm not really sure. This is all me from a very non-educated guess. But he did make Litecoin better, or what I'm seeing is functional. And at what point is safe? Litecoin has never been hacked. So I see that as pretty safe, and
more so, it's never been shut down. Bitcoin shut down twice that I'm certain of. I want to say 2010 and 2013.
Dave said that, I did. So if y'all gonna come after somebody, go after Dave. Y'all but Bitcoin lovers.
Litecoin has never gone down. Neither has Digibyte.
Yeah, so, I see that, and I try to put value not from a fiat, but from a work and what would benefit me in my business and my everyday buying. And I mean, Litecoin, I could see that, especially I don't understand Mimblewimble, but I understand that it's people can't see directly. I guess if they looked hard enough, they could find out what you had, but they would have to go through a little bit more work. And the things that Digibyte's doing, wow, I learned something. I go to the community. Master has a good every day we're talk about Digibyte and other things, sometimes very stupid things, but we have a good time on that show, and if you're there long enough, you will learn about those, but it's still our responsibility to do our own homework. We've got some great people like Johnny Law. Wow, I just see a world of information. I go on to those shows kind of waiting for that trick or treat moment for LT to show up, or Johnny Law or Jose to bring out some of his information, or Steak to give out our information. So it's exciting.
What we're referring to is the Digibyte Twitter Spaces. So if you're on Twitter, if you're on Twitter, if you're not on Twitter, go to Twitter, create an account, follow Javier on Twitter, follow Blinddave 2. So I'm at Blinddave 2. I guess there was a 1, but whatever. And actually, he's the Blinddave on Twitter. He's actually a blind what do they call that? A marathon runner. So,
oh shit! I came to the wrong house then. That's who I thought you were. No, it's all good. No, I didn't know that, but no, it's these places. There are information. It's just today I was on a long drive to Florida, and I was on a Bitcoin show, and I learned a lot about Bitcoin. It was a great thing. I learned that people from Bitcoin are very close. No, I'm not going to say that they're very close-minded, but they're very stuck to their way. There was a young lady that was putting everybody in their place, and good time, good learning. When I spoke, they actually took me under their wings and tried to direct me into their way of thinking, and I did. I'm here to do some more homework on that, but I'm not giving up doing my homework on my shit coins, because after it's all said and done, it's my responsibility, and whatever wins, losses, or ties, it's up to me. And because I don't really know what the hell I'm talking about, I do have good friends like Dave, and in these spaces, you can ask the stupid questions, and there's always somebody willing to give you a response. Whether it's right or wrong, that's your responsibility to find out. Another great person that I like to follow is Mr. Clint Westwood. He's a straight shooter, and there's few of those that just come up, tell you, like it, don't like it, don't agree. He doesn't care. He's going to tell you how it is, and if you've got the balls to do your research hey, if you want to call him out, he has spaces every once in a while, and he's not afraid to discuss his points of view with anyone, and he's well versed in especially the Litecoin and even Digibyte. He's well rounded, and if he doesn't know, he'll go, you know what? I don't know. I need to have another drink and go sit at my table of knowledge and see if I can figure it out. And Mitch just likes to go to sleep early.
We love you, Mitch. We love you.
Can you tell? Hey, and you did look Chinese in that picture that I posted, by the way. Just saying.
So, okay, do your own research, but here's another little tidbit from where I was earlier with the DigiID, right? So, DigiID, that code was on Bitcoin. Why it was not furthered, I don't know. I don't know why other coins don't look any further than what they do, like that of Doge. I mean, most people don't realize that Doge actually shut down, was a dead project, if it were not for Digibyte that stepped in and fixed it. I don't understand why people don't realize that, why they haven't done their research. But back on the part of DigiID, now I've heard other people say that, oh, well, Doge can do that. Okay, well, where is Doge ID? You know, where are all these other things that if Doge can solve all the world's problems, where is it? Where is that? And it is not there. It can be there. It could be. I do agree with that. The thing that I disagree with is by telling people that, yes, it does exist. And it's like, where is it then at that point? So look at what has been built in crypto, and now more so on the DigiID. Okay, thanks to Stake My Claim on Twitter. He is, I would say, an insider in the Netherlands government. Maybe I shouldn't have said that, but whatever. However, this is what the man does, is he looks at different, for fun, I guess. He looks at and follows the entire EU as well as other nation states. And I shared this previously on this channel, but now it is actually law in the EU. Okay, go to sovereignedge.eu, and on sovereignedge.eu, you scroll down a little bit, you'll see Threefold. Hello. What is Threefold doing is Web3 and also the ID, the identification. So, and you click on Threefold, and who's there? Digibyte and Digicore Labs. Hello. And this is not even, I don't think, public knowledge right now. It's not even really out there yet. And look at the time frame. So that just recently passed, and what they're doing, what they're aiming to achieve there, and who they're looking to use is, you know, it's like, wow, more power to you. But the thing is that whatever happens in the EU shortly comes to the United States. And in the United States, I'm sorry, but didn't our fearless leader recently create an executive order on crypto to be reported back in, I don't know, what, September? Alexa, what is today?
Today is Sunday, September 4th.
September. Wow. Imagine that. Imagine that.
We're getting there. We're just not there yet. Still a lot more days in September.
Right. And, Digibyte at 1 cent. It's like, now granted, I understand. You have to sometimes look at the fiat price to realize how undervalued that this really is. And you look at Digibyte at 1 cent. Okay. Do you remember? I remember buying Litecoin at 8 cents off of BTCE back in, I don't know, 2014, 15. Okay, because back then you had to purchase your Bitcoin from Coinbase, and then you had to put that onto a paper wallet. Then from the paper wallet, you had to then upload it to blockchain.info. Then from blockchain.info, after you imported that wallet of Bitcoin, then you could transfer that over to Polo or Poloniex, or to BTCE. And that is where you could buy Litecoin at that time for 8 cents a Litecoin. Litecoin went from 8 cents to $3, and then when it listed on Coinbase, it went to $24, $28 as soon as it listed on Coinbase, and now Litecoin is $60. Well, where was Bitcoin back in 2011? Go back to the Wayback Machine. You'll see Bitcoin at trading between 1 and 10 cents on Bitcoin back in 2011. So try to envision the future of blockchain, right? Not just money, not just dollar go up or price go up. I mean, that's great and all, but money will be made, I think, as far as regardless, basically, really, whichever crypto that you do hold. But I do suggest people to hold a diversified portfolio, not just Bitcoin, not just XRP, not just Digibyte, not just Litecoin. Have a basket of them. But I mean, dude, I mean, Digibyte
throw some mud at the wall,
right?
Throw a little and take some wild, follow your intuition. Don't go crazy, but if you want more of whatever coin you want, and even shit coins get, you know what? It's better than the lottery. And how many of you are still playing the damn lottery? And there's so many that are still going for 1 cent right now, less than a cent. And I'm not saying, hey, this is a shit fest and everybody jump in. I understand. Here's what maybe Blinddave could help me, because I realize proof of work, and I see the value of Bitcoin, and then I see the value that by Bitcoin accepting Litecoin would strengthen the power of Bitcoin. But Litecoin people, y'all need to also understand that there's another coin called Digibyte that could also help out. Every one of these coins is going to have its place. And we are all proof of work. We could all, from according to Dave, could change into each other's, whatever the hell he calls it. But in other words, we're all basically joined. We're all family. And us being together as family would strengthen our position so much more than to divide it into, nope, that's a shit. Regardless, even people that aren't doing their homework, you need to do it for yourself and don't just listen to the maxis.
It's rather toxic. It really is to think that. I mean, the
enemy's fiat.
Are you right? The enemy is fiat. The enemy. Think of where Bitcoin was created. It was created out of the 2008 crisis, from them harvesting our wealth from generation upon generation of each of us. Now we actually have an option. We have a solution to the problem. And now with a coin like Digibyte, you have a cryptocurrency, a true proof of work that can actually scale, a scalable proof of work solution. Some say that, proof of work doesn't work. Well, guess what? It does. And actually with 15-second blocks, 5 mining algorithms to prevent a 51% attack. So you have, and this is where I got Johnny Litecoin kind of messed up on stage. I didn't mean to do that. Sorry, bro. I didn't mean to do that to you.
You told me.
No, I did. I did not mean to do that to him, but I should have elaborated a little bit more, right? So, I mean, I basically, here's this big Litecoin dude up on stage, and I join him on stage, and and he's speaking of Litecoin and that of Digibyte, and it's like, yeah, and actually, Digibyte is a fork of Litecoin, which it actually is, but it's also actually a fork of Bitcoin as well, in that it uses 5 mining algorithms. So you have SHA-256, you have Scrypt, you have Skyne, you have Autocrypt, and you also have Qubit, like Qubit House.
Wow.
They're from those mining algorithms to prevent a 51% attack in the future. But also, when those blocks fill up again, like they did in 2017 for Bitcoin, it was mentioned earlier in that Twitter space, in that Bitcoin versus altcoin space earlier today, that even Litecoin at which point would not be able to scale to meet demand. Well, guess what? When the blocks fill up for Litecoin, even though Mimblewimble extended the size of the blocks, okay, I totally get that, but as a solution, just saying,
it's part of the family. Yeah, I totally. I mean, I see that more now. Guys from Litecoin, don't be afraid to jump into the Digibyte spaces. Digibyte guys, they've got some great spaces on Litecoin. They got some very smart guys. I heard Indigo today, and though we don't see eye to eye on certain things, hey man, I'll give the man credit when the credit's due. He held his own on a Bitcoin Maxi platform. I was very impressed what he had to say. And at the end, he actually thanked me for not jumping in. I didn't say anything important, but I did try to make it out that, dude, why don't you address the points and not just try to knock the guy down and quit defending Bitcoin with just fiat? Because when you do that, that's what we were all against. This is what the fucking problem is. And if we don't understand that, then you're not going to understand the problem of USDC or any of the other crap that they're going to keep pushing on us. If you think Bitcoin's got a big community, what would happen if Litecoin just jumped that same team and Digibyte? In other words, we are all on the same team. And I'm not saying that they're all going to work. I don't know that. I don't understand that much. But from what I'm understanding, if we can mix and match, we would be a lot. What a hell of a fucking team that would be if we could take advantage of using each other's strengths and enjoying the strength of the most security on Bitcoin and the Litecoin, whatever it is doing, because I'm really not that smart enough to describe anything. I'm sure if you have any questions, just refer to Blinddave. I'm just bring up a bunch of shit that I like to stir the pot.
Well, and here's the other big takeaway, right? Like Bitcoin, okay, well, they're after currency. Look, I totally get it. I do. And Litecoin as well. Litecoin does currency. It is currency. It is on every exchange. It is on every ATM. It is listed everywhere, right? Well, here's another takeaway that most people don't realize is that when that day does happen, right? Like the next bottleneck, for instance, right? Okay, Digibyte is security based. It is security driven. It is not. I'll say it this way. Digibyte also does currency very well, also as a side effect, if you will, but extremely fast. All that is as well as Litecoin, as Bitcoin, is 10-minute blocks. Litecoin is 2.5 minutes, and digibyte is 15-second blocks. But the size of the blocks also matter. Now, that technology does exist. That code does exist to increase the size of the blocks of digibyte, but that is not needed. You would end up with orphan blocks and unused space in the blocks right now. So that's not needed right now. So it's not implemented. I mean, that's more of a BSV talking point at that point. So it's like, why have such huge blocks for digibyte right now when it is not needed? But that code does exist for it to be implemented. The thing you need to realize is that, wherever Bitcoin and Litecoin are used, are accepted, are implemented with about 5 minutes worth of code, same can be said for digibyte. However, digibyte is, I mean, there you go. And it's 1 cent. It's 1 cent. I mean, like I said, throw $200 at it, whatever, and just put it away, put it aside for 5 years. Or the digibyte is actually the only one that will reach its mining supply.
You're saying it halves every month.
Yeah, there's a halving a digibyte every month, not every 4 years. Like the last Bitcoin will be mined in the year roughly the year 2149, and the last Litecoin will be mined 2 years after that. Well, the last digibyte will actually be mined in the year 2035, and there are 21 million Bitcoin that will ever exist, of which we know that 4 to 5 million of those will be gone forever. Those are not to be recovered, and Litecoin will reach 84 million and digibyte will reach 21 billion.
Well, I know you're an OG, Dave, and I've been in the space for a long time. Not that I've learned anything since, but the news that we were hearing in 17 was not anywhere near the news we're hearing now. I believe we heard that digibyte is now on Binance, which is absolutely huge. I think it went down. Does that make any sense to you? I mean, are we not seeing the same manipulation of the market? Is it the same people that were manipulating the oil? Is it the same people that are suppressing the price of silver right now?
That's a very complicated question. But first off, digibyte has been listed on Binance for a little while now, but it has now been listed on Binance US.
Thanks for clarifying that.
So that's
huge.
That is huge, because in the United States, it is a chore to try to purchase digibyte sometimes.
Or costly, yeah.
You can go through like Change Angel, and it's simple through Change Angel, much less in fees than like the Atomic Wallet or the Exodus Wallet.
Exactly.
But with digibyte, I mean, there's just so many things that are coming in the future. Some things I can't speak of. One I probably should not have with the DigiID, but whatever, a little bone here and there.
He was drinking, and he had more at dinner, and that crab kind of messed up his stomach. I could vouch for that. I was walking behind him
crab
one time.
cake.
Then I decided to walk in front of him on the way home.
That was the frogs.
Oh.
That was the frogs.
I thought it was a duck, but okay.
No, that was a frog.
We had a good time. I'm glad Dave invited me over, and I'm looking at his torn up palace, but I see where he's going with it. I understand the importance of him finishing it because of the need to put his fiat into the asset that he's living in, and understanding that a chicken is an asset, live chicken, dead chicken, that lighter, anything that you see is an asset, and to understand that we can negotiate Digibyte, and we can negotiate Litecoin or Bitcoin into trades that we want. And I don't know what the solution is or how to value or start placing it in, whether it's Satoshis or it doesn't really matter. I will put it in any coin you want besides fiat, because I think anything is better than fiat. I see the harm that it's done a lot of the world, and to understand that would be to understand the valuations in different parts of the countries, and maybe it wasn't all the leaders' faults that happen to be put in sometimes by the same leaders that are controlling the fiat currency. But I won't go into that because I don't want to visit paid to me.
Yeah, get the alphabet soup on you, huh?
Yeah, I'm in New Orleans right now, but don't tell them where I'm going from here. I think everyone knows.
Yeah, that's Colorado, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
The Rocky Mountain High.
Yeah.
But no, it's all good. Like I said, it's a pleasure. This is the first time I've done this, so if I look nervous or like a criminal, that's because I am not a criminal. But this is the first time for me. I'm a virgin at this, and I really enjoyed it, so I didn't know where to focus my eyes. That's why they wander.
It's like riding a bike.
And
you'll fall for the first time. Don't worry.
I'm sure I'll fall a few more times. And I'd like to see what the Peanut Gallery has to say about our little talk here. But we had a good time. We talked about a whole lot of things. Man, Dave's a world of knowledge. Take advantage of the people that are out there that are willing to talk. It's not all about
win moon, win Lambo.
Win moon, win Lambo. And if that's what you're following, be careful.
The thing is after the moon, after Lambo, when you reach that point, right? Get to be thinking now in a bear market of what you would do with that and how you would structure yourself. Incredible. Which is why I try to share with people why I set up through a trust, LLCs and S Corp under the umbrella of the trust. It is for tax savings reasons. You need to be prepared before that day happens, when you suddenly look at your blockfolio and you have 800,000 or 1.2 million or $3.6 million in your blockfolio account, and you're like, well, okay, that's great, but what do I do with it now? You should be looking into some of these things now as far as different trusts that you can set up. And to structure yourself properly in a business where you can take advantage of all these different tax write-offs versus your capital gains. So it's very key. And know this also, I mentioned this, I dropped a bomb, I'll drop it here as well, on Stake's platform the other day. It was, look at when you form a trust and you hold your crypto assets under the umbrella of the trust. Okay, look at IRS form, tax form
1041. I remember.
Yeah, the 1041 is for trusts and what was that? Trusts and foundations. So the trusts and foundations do not ask you that question. Did you buy crypto? Big time. Key point to take away here. There is no question asking you if you bought crypto on IRS form 1041. And
I wonder why.
I'll tell you why. It's because that's how the rich do it. That's how the wealthy did it. That's how these politicians are doing it, and all these other people who have a trust are doing it. So you want to know how? That's how. So they have family members. This is why they create these kinds of laws and different loopholes. And that is a huge loophole to know of, is that under a trust, you have so many different other taxable savings that you can do. And I mean, well, there was something else with that, with the trust. another big thing with that. So not only the reporting of it, but or the question on your taxes, right? So if you form that, like for myself, I do that through Gemini. I created an institutional account through the EIN number of the trust. I don't use my social security number. That's exactly how the disabled can invest without it affecting your social security disability or your Medicare benefits. That's how I did it. That's what I'm trying to share with all of you. And this is exactly why I still disagree with Dave Ramsey. I was on his channel in the chat. Other people who were disabled were trying to discuss how they can invest, how they can own rental property. Look, I'm doing it. I'm proof.
Look into our eyes, Clint. Me and Blind Dave heard rumors. Look into both of our eyes, because we heard rumors about October. I don't know. We just heard rumors.
Westwood.
Something like that. I don't know.
Yeah,
driving through some cornfields or something.
I've decided now through all the different renovations and everything else that I'm facing right now, I'm not going to be going to the Litecoin Summit in October. I just have, in my opinion, such an opportunity because I did lick my ice cream this cycle. I was able to, through the trust. 2017, I would have lost my benefits, all of that. So I did not lick my ice cream 2017. This cycle I did, and I took all of my capital investment back out of crypto. But by licking my ice cream at the high or near the highs of a few coins, I was able to take that profit, put that into the multifamily dwelling, and that was it was a wash against my capital gains in crypto. So why would you not want to own another asset where it is a taxable write-off for you against your capital gains? And instead of paying those capital gains, why not pay yourself equity? So that's what I do. And then I end up with a nice piece of property that's fixed up to the way that I want it, and also generates residual income. So for me at this point in time, the rental I have for next door earns $2,100 a month as a going rent in this area for this size property. And on Airbnb, if I list it there when I'm done with all the renovations next door, and now that I got next door mostly moved out, they were supposed to be moved out by the 1st. Today's the 4th. Whatever.
Let me know. I'll throw all this shit out in the street.
Well, that's coming Monday. Monday, the locks will be. I've already warned them. The locks will be changed Monday. You have tomorrow or today now. You have today, and then Monday the locks will be changed, and everything else that was left in the house will be left at the curb.
That's for them. Upside down.
So, but from that $2,100 a month, the average on Airbnb is 4 to 6 times the current average rent in the area. So, and also looking around, I would be able to lease this place out, 4 to 6 times the current rent. So all of the rent, I figured out
perfectly. He's got a great locations. His demographics here are great. We actually Ubered and then walked back from dinner to kind of walk the food that we ate at that Cajun Creole place. That was
Bobby Hebert's.
Bobby Hebert. Wow, I recommend that place again. But we walked back home, just kind of talking, bullshitting, and
talking crypto the whole time, and it's like, you know what? Let's go live.
We were talking about a bunch of y'all out there. So if y'all's ears were burning, Charlie, Polly B, Clint Westwood, Litecoin Lisa, you know who was talking about you. That was us. And we solved all the world's problems on that way home. So
yeah, just through Litecoin and Digibyte. There it is.
I like it. It's got
yeah, well, this is actually a 4K camera, but here it's only projecting on YouTube at like, I don't know if it's 1080 or 720. This isn't the higher end of StreamYard. This is like the middle range of StreamYard.
Hey, Mitch, does this camera make me look fat? I think it puts a few pounds on me.
I don't know. Lisa mentioned something about my chin or my neck. Actually,
you gotta grow one of these. It's a good cover.
So,
not you, Lisa. I was talking about.
Okay. My bad. I was trying to imagine the bearded lady, So okay.
Yeah, we won't even go there, guys. I had a great time. I don't know if Dave's got anything else. I'm about to go and hit the sack, go kick my dog, and wake up and see what Dave's doing. If not, I'm heading to Florida and
Colorado.
Oh, Colorado. I think there's a town called Florida in Colorado, or there soon will be. Anyway.
No, that's Black Rock. That's Black Rock, Colorado. That's where the casinos are in Colorado. They're way up in the mountains. It's like 14,000 feet or something like that. Yeah. I only know that because I had a Mercedes that was a 1981 model Mercedes, which was the last. Now Mercedes actually, my degree is automotive technology. No, it was fuel injected. Okay, it was a diesel. It was a diesel. It was fuel injected. But the issue was in 1981. This model was meant for export out of the United States, or I'm sorry, it was an import into the United States rather. It was a 300D Europa. So that model did not have ABS, and I was 14,000 feet up in the mountains. On one side I had boulders, and the other side I had a straight drop off cliff. In front of me I had cars at a gridlock stop. Okay, this is the reason why I no longer gamble, is because I went to Black Rock, Colorado, and my friend and I, we went to Black Rock, Colorado. We both went in there. We both just dove right in, got a drink, and went to gambling and having a blast, man, having a blast. Not one of us got the room. Not one of us got a bite to eat. We're broke as shit when we left there. It's like, and not only that, they had like the worst blizzard in 10 years. 10 years, the worst blizzard ever. When we finally got back to Loveland, Colorado, I had an 11-foot drift in front of my front door that we had to dig through. But when I was up there at 14,000 feet,
I think that sounds like Monarch Pass on the way to Gunnison.
I might have been doing a half a mile an hour, if that, and I'm pumping the brakes because that's how ABS works. And I'm just barely pumping the brakes. I mean, in the slightest little bit, I mean, just even barely touching it, the whole car just started sliding back and forth in every which way. And I mean, I missed the car in front of me by like an inch, and then I missed the boulder to the left of me by another inch. And it's like, oh my God, just someone get me home. So no, after that night,
Jesus, take the wheel.
Yeah, no, don't. We'd ended off the cliff at that point. But no, I will. That's why I don't gamble anymore. I invest. And why buy lotto tickets when you can buy crypto?
Yeah, especially at a penny. Oh my God.
Especially at a penny. 1 cent, dude. 1 cent.
Really? Change your life.
So, anyway, we've been at this, 1 hour?
4 minutes.
1 hour, 4 minutes. So, look, I hope y'all enjoyed. I did.
Yeah.
I had a
And
great
if you
time.
didn't,
and if you have any rebuttals or anything else to say, just hit us up on Twitter. Looks like we got 5 comments. What's up, Gladden? Hey, Nana. How you doing?
hey, Nana.
Let's see. Paulie P. I got to post that. There's Paulie P. I wonder what the fuck wake me up.
You're in a bad dream, Polly P.
This hour, yes, Nana. Yes, Nana. We're behaving. Don't worry.
Take a look at these
good.
2 faces. Perfect gentlemen, Nana. And that was very nice meeting you in Oklahoma, Nana. I wanted to definitely let you say that you know.
So, yeah, we just rolled through the comments here just for a moment. But, yeah, we've been at this for an hour and a half. I'm sorry, an hour and 5 minutes. And we've been talking crypto for hours. And it's just like, screw it. Let's just go live.
Yeah.
You know, so I think I'm going to have another beer and finish up this last little bit of stogie.
I'm going to have a Hornitos and call it a night, kick my dog, and then take a good sleep and see where the road takes me tomorrow.
All right. Well, anything else, y'all just drop it down below, and y'all have a good one. Go make it a day. Later. Wait, let me get back over here. Yeah.